Okay, everybody, we're going right into the breathing today. Great to see you all here on Wednesday on Lunch Therapy. Jose is here. I got a little surprise for y'all. I've got the great Harlan Gleeson here today, and we're going to be doing some breathing. I need to do some breathing because we're going to have some fun here. Just a sec. Let me get Harlan on. And here he is. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Harlan Gleeson. Yeah.
West Side.
All right. And we have a special breathing guest here with us today. And let me see if I can bring him on. David Arquette.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up? Look at that.
So we got David Arquette here to do our breathing with us and talk a little bit. He and Harlan are longtime friends. And welcome to Lunch Therapy, David. Todd Lee is here.
Love the show.
All right. It's good to see you. David is on a set, so he could pop off at any second. I don't know,
Doing some cooking training, dude. This guy's
cooking.
a barbecue freaking extraordinaire.
What are you up to over there? You're doing some kind of judging of a show?
Yeah, judging of a pilot of a cooking show. It's called What the Fork. like science and cooking. I don't know.
Oh, that sounds cool.
A nice, a really cool chef. I don't know his name, no, Curtis Stone. So yeah.
That's great. I didn't know you were such a connoisseur. I had no idea.
I'm not really.
Yeah.
It was just something that while I was in town, someone asked me to do it, and I was
That's
like,
great.
oh yeah.
That's great.
But D can eat with the best of them, though.
Oh yeah, I love
honest.
eating. I love eating. Can't cook a whit.
Yeah, dude.
Can't cook a thing. All right,
Well,
so
we
Harlan
sent
is
the
known
video
for
of-
his perfect bites.
perfect
That's
bites.
right.
Perfect
That's right.
bite.
Yeah, Harlan's
Perfect
a restaurant
bite, dude. You know there's nothing more pleasurable than biting into something that is just, it's like the perfect bite of the perfect food, and it's that one bite of that meal that's just like, oh my god, it just
Totally.
it just hits that spot, and that's like that's like a crown jewel moment in everybody's life. Everybody has to acknowledge that.
I like pizza, and everybody likes pizza, right? I mean, there's nobody that doesn't like pizza. I don't think there's anybody, right?
Right.
And I really
So the
enjoy
first bite in pizza, the first bite is to me
the point.
the best bite.
You get the point in the back of your mouth.
That's right.
Okay, everybody, we got to breathe. Yeah, okay, we're going to do 3 breaths. This is our first breath. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Let it go. Feel a little better? Feel a little better? I feel good.
I do. Yeah, I felt the spirit.
I know.
Did the Shakti.
All right, let's do another one. In through the nose, out through the toes. Feeling the Shakti. Let it go.
That's like Yachtman, bro.
Love it.
Feels like I'm taking a hit of weed, kind of.
Okay, on the last one, we're going to watch Harlan's video that he made about making coffee.
Oh, nice.
That's a good one. In through the nose, out through the toes. Let it go. High on our own supply. Yeah, Harlan made this video this morning just for the show. It's pretty awesome.
That's right. Still pinging on this little cup that I made.
Beautiful.
Feeling the effects, dude. Look at that black and white art. It's just Art Nouveau.
It's cool. Janelle says he can almost smell it. I wish I could smell
it's the coffee counter of love, too, right there.
That's where it all went wrong. He pours perfectly good cup of coffee.
I know.
Now the milk. And what's that, Harlan?
What is that?
You're putting in there?
That's honey.
Oh,
You know we love our honey on Kingsley, dog.
Absolutely atrocious.
And here comes, dude. This is the sip, dude. This is
the
sip.
punchline. Beautiful. It's a beautiful film. I love that film. All right, let's get into this thing. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen.
God.
That was a brilliant
Nothing
film,
better than
Harlan. It just
life
goes to show
itself.
you what you can do
Thank
when
you.
you just make stuff on your phone.
That's right. That's right. That wasn't my phone. That was actually a Sony A6300 with a 50 millimeter camera lens.
Wow. That's cool.
That's right.
All right, guys.
Only the best.
So I'm going to cut to the chase here because Dave only has so much time. You guys, grew up together? You grow up together in the streets of Los Angeles? How long
That
have
is
you,
correct.
How did you meet? How did you meet?
Age of 5. Well, I'll chime in and then David can finish up. Our parents were very close.
Oh, I see.
Very
Yeah.
close. Both of our fathers were actors, and so just a creative force coming together. He had brothers and sisters, and they all lined up like big families, basically, and each age category. And David's family matched up with an age category in my family. And then in my family, the age category matchup was me and D.
That's cool.
And it just goes back to 1976.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tell me about the KGB. You guys were in the KGB, from what I hear.
Yeah. Kids gone bad.
What is that?
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
Los Angeles graffiti crew. We started it. What year, Harlan? Was that like
1985.
1985?
85. I mean, we started. See,
I thought it was
the backstory is that they started. You guys started a crew before KGB that I didn't get into, called Mad Bombers. But then we started Kids Gone Bad.
Mad
kids
Bombers.
are kids.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mad Bombers
and,
was a stolen name.
That's right.
It was
It
revealed
was in
the
New York.
name was stolen.
New York Steel.
Now, were you guys mainly graffiti artists, or were you also did you fight with nunchucks and
We
things
were
like that?
we were first break dancers, and
Oh.
then we saw a movie called Wild Style.
Yeah.
Our friend Jesse Simon, Mach 5. He
Mach 5.
his mom Diane took us to this amazing screening. So we saw it really early, like an art movie theater. So we kind of, by the time we saw it, we were ahead of a lot of people in Los Angeles, like at what was going on in New York.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
We saw it. We were just like, it was like one of those things, we went to as kids and was just like, we left that movie theater different kids than when we went in. Because we knew, like,
We were
holy
like,
shit,
we
that's
thought it
what
was
we're gonna be doing.
breakdancing, but we were like, oh my God, it's also about rapping and graffiti.
So that was like a whole
Hip-hop,
thing.
the whole
huh?
culture.
And
Yeah, it was like lightning struck for sure. And we were
What
like,
was that movie
we
called?
immediately went
What'd you
out
call
for
it?
our shit.
Wild
Wild
Style.
Wow. If we would have seen Wild Style up in Edmonds, I mean, we would have been breaking boards out, but we weren't.
Double trouble.
But we missed the whole Wild Style thing, dude. Did you guys have a break board? Do you know, like
Breakboard?
We had linoleum. We used to go get rolls
yeah.
of linoleum and cut it up.
There used to be a commercial that ran in our town that said, "Stop breaking the hard way," and they were selling like a break board. It was
Nice.
it was pretty cool, pretty cool
Damn,
stuff.
dude.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what about the? So do you each have names?
Yeah, I was
Yes.
someone.
You were what?
Well, the original, but his breaking name, Scrambled Legs. Not to be confused with scrambled eggs. Scrambled legs.
Scrambled
Legs?
I'm very much a.
And I had a couple iterations. I was Banshee.
Yeah. How'd you
Which,
get that?
you
Oh, because
know,
of your Irish background.
Yeah. But it's kind of it's a weird breaking name because it's like Banshee is like an old gray-haired lady. So
It's like
I don't know what that was about.
they come out and they
It's like a
scream
mythical
at you, right?
character, I guess, a little bit.
Isn't it like a wraith or something that comes out and screams at you?
They comb their hair and they kind of sing with a old dusty crackly voice.
I love that.
And if you see a banshee, then you know somebody's gonna die. That you know. That's the whole.
Oh,
That's the
Is that what it was?
That's
It was
the
like a threat.
storyline there. So I don't know why, like I guess like if I showed up on the scene, dude, somebody was gonna freaking just get destroyed at breakdancing. Maybe that's what I was thinking. But then I switched it up. I went to a different culture. I went to ninja.
Ninja. That was your next one?
That's right.
Oh my god.
This motherfucker.
Oh, she was tight, dude.
But then we settled on he's scan one,
Yeah.
and I'm someone.
Scan one, someone. How do you?
We kind of we graduated out of being breakdancers, and we just went full time into graffiti art, and we rode that wave until this day.
Yeah,
Because
still
that's
doing
art,
graffiti.
Super thrilling
Yeah,
shit.
we all still do art.
Wow. What about so when you do your art? I've got this mural here, which is a recent one.
Dude.
Oh hell yeah! What's up, player?
Yeah, that's
Nice,
cool.
Joel.
Yeah.
Love that, bro.
So that's your mom and dad, Harlan, and this is the.
That is correct.
Yeah,
Mural
I was kind of involved in the.
David was
mom
in
and
the
dad,
definitely
so
into
they
that.
don't look. They don't look really
great.
like.
Look at that. The vibe comes right through, D. Don't be
Yeah, the
modest.
vibe
bro.
is
It's
good.
tight.
I love it. So this
Really nice.
mural was made in commemoration of your parents, right, Harlan?
That's correct. Yeah, that's correct. And it was actually inspired by David. He was like, we all wanted to do it, but he was the driving force behind making it happen. And he chose the picture of my parents, and then our friend Gajin Fujita, who's a well-known artist. He did the red outline and coloring
Beautiful.
piece,
Yeah.
and I did the
Your
background. The
homeboy
background.
came in and did your. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
the
go ahead.
background's Sick.
Yeah.
What was your homeboy that helped us out with your mom and
Axis,
the portrait?
bold as love.
Axis, he was
Axis
dope.
bold as love.
He saved the day.
That's right.
Where is that mural?
He was rusty, man.
Is that mural still around?
And I knew I was like, when I was nervous for you, dude. I was like,
It's on
dude, you're doing
Third
faces,
Street.
and
It's on Third Street, right by Normandy,
Oh, cool.
between
Cool.
Normandy and
Yeah.
Kingsley.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I was never in the culture of graffiti. Do you just go at night and do this, like just on in the dark of night, or how do you handle this without getting caught, essentially?
That one we were allowed to do. It was
Yeah.
a sweet guy in the neighborhood in
Yeah.
Koreatown who understood the importance of losing someone. And, so he was really cool to let us do that.
But
He'd
when you
let
were
us
kids,
do,
what was it like? What did you do? Like go?
When we were kids, it
Yeah.
was crazy. We'd have to get a scout to look, like a couple scouts. Like we had whistles, and like we, he just
had a whole-
run
had a
it
whole-
down.
Oh, you had like a
have to
whole
do it
system.
as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
You have to. Have
whole system we had to plug in because a lot of the walls that we chose were super dangerous.
You guys are
Yeah.
really.
They were like, they were fully like, we would go for some bold ass walls, like right on Wilshire, right on 3rd Street, or right on Melrose.
And it was this
Um,
explosion of like graffitis. Like now it's cops against us, and it's like this whole like cat and mouse game that like exploded in the city. Like, well, when we first tagged on the outside of a RTD bus, I'd never seen it done before. We'd seen 18th Street and like back alleys or like downtown or whatever, but it was like mainly like the gangs. Like then the graffiti just exploded
in their own neighborhoods, right?
Really.
And and graffiti was like, it was all about going all city, and that was a completely new concept in the city of Los Angeles
What does that mean, going all
before
city?
the KGB.
Just getting your name everywhere.
Just being a complete and total, what's the word? I don't know. Just kind of being a freaking city rat, just going everywhere you possibly can and writing your name for
Really? I heard a
fame
story.
amongst your peers.
I heard a story that you got in a fight with Scott Kahn when you were a kid.
God,
Yeah,
Tell me that.
totally.
Tell me that story.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we were doing
Still
a
got
big
little
piece. They were like the younger crew, and they were saying they were KGB, Killer Green Buds, and we're like,
What?
we've been KGB for like years. We got really pissed off. We had a homeboy, Deffer, that had been in jail and had kind of gone the route of gangs.
Yeah.
He'd just gotten out of jail, and we'd been doing this piece for a couple days. And I had a big clown painting, and it said, I think we did a whole Kids
So
Gone
fast
Bad or
clown.
something.
Wow.
Yeah, we did.
And then,
Yeah, we did a Kids Gone Bad.
Oh, Kings or something like that. And then Deffer just got crazy and pulled a gun on Shifty, who's the lead singer of that band that did the Butterfly song.
Oh.
I don't know.
You went Butterfly.
Butterfly
Sugar
Baby.
Fly,
You know.
Yeah,
Crazy Town.
Yeah, I didn't realize. I didn't know that
Town.
until you told me that last year.
Yeah,
Crazy
that's
Town.
Shifty. He's the one who we pulled the gun on. And Scott was right there. And they were really calm compared to me. I was freaking out. I was like, it's not that important. It's just the name. Put the gun
I know,
away.
Alex,
I totally broke down like, oh, this
Oh,
isn't
my God.
important. I don't want to get hurt.
Well, he was like going full criminal style too. Like he had a gun. It was like he took out the chamber and he spun it and it had bullets in it. He's like, you see, I got bullets in here. I got bullets in here.
No way.
He was like a full like East Side just heavy dude, and we weren't expecting it. Like we didn't,
He's
like,
amazing. He's, by the way, turned his whole life around. Since incredible artist, Deffer.
Yeah,
Great
yeah,
guy.
Yeah, and again, we knew that guy for a long time. I mean, since we were 10 years old at CES, so he was an old friend, but he just happened to get a little bit heavier than the average bear, and he was somebody that we called in because, we were feeling a little bit like we needed to have backup there at the wall, which we kind of did, and I kind of it's. This is long water under the bridge.
Yeah.
But I will say this, in all honesty, I still hold a little beef for Scott Conn. Hey, for thinking that
I
they
later
could just
got
take
to
our
do
name.
Ready to Rumble with him, which was fun. But
Right, I know.
somebody just asked, did we go to Beverly Hills High School?
Yeah,
and
that
no,
was
we
it.
all went to Fairfax High School.
Fairfax High School. Right on.
Fairfax Lions, what's up?
That's cool.
Yeah, but he.
Do you think Scott Conn? Did Scott Conn remember that? Did he know you from childhood?
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
Scott's a really private guy. He's hilarious, but he's super private. So even me sharing the story, I don't know how.
Oh, we'll ask.
Right.
Private.
It happened, and it was all. We were all kids.
Yeah.
But he's also super tough. He choked me out on the set of Ready to Rumble. He's like a second-degree black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Really?
The dude's a madman.
How about you guys? You ever
And like
do martial
professional
arts?
surfer.
Oh, really? He's like, well, if Hawaii 5-0 and all
I
that.
became a brown belt. I had
did you?
one more test to get a black belt, and my teacher moved out of town, and I just have lost.
David,
it.
but you're like a
Dookie
wrestler.
Brown
though.
for life, bro.
I saw that movie. I saw that crazy movie. You Cannot Kill David Arquette. That was nuts.
Oh, what's up?
I had no idea that you had that in you. That's so cool.
Oh yeah, dude.
Neither did I. Watching that movie's like looking at a different life.
Oh man, it's gotta be. Did you feel like you exercised something? Do you feel like you exercised any kind of demons by making that movie?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I totally learned a lot. It was a lot of like lessons of life, a lot of things coming together at the same time. But yeah. I it's kind of cliche, but it's really all about loving yourself and not being your worst enemy. You know what I mean? Once you kind of get that, like truly get it, and then understand how to honor it and respect yourself and make decisions that don't kind of
that's
give
right.
yourself a hard
Take you away
time
from
or,
that.
I think
tear your
we
life
all go
apart.
through that. Yeah. Yeah. That's I gotta commend you for making that movie because it's so personal. And I think it speaks to a lot of people, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, because you really put yourself out there, and it was like, I know I related to it in a big way.
Good. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so thanks for that.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for being on the show, David. I'm going to let you go because I know you've got, work to do and all that.
Great to see you, fellas.
And thanks for taking the time, and it's just great to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, right on.
Too. Love you guys.
All right, love you too.
Love you, Dave.
See y'all later.
See you, bro.
Harlan, you're staying in here though, pal.
I know. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not.
All right. So that was fun. That was super fun.
Oh yeah, dude. Rocked it, bro.
Yeah, man. That's cool.
Awesome. Really good to see him. I haven't seen him nor had a video chat with David in quite a while, right? So it's it was a nice visit for me.
That's cool. Yeah, somebody in the chat room, Matt here, says Stephen Tobolowsky vibes. Yeah, Stephen Tobolowsky was on the show, and he said, "Don't let your heart be your enemy," and that's right. So true. You got to love yourself, that that's movie. Right. If anybody hasn't seen that movie, You Can't Kill David Arquette. It's on Amazon. It's super worth checking out.
Hell yeah! And I have a little cameo in it.
Yes, you do. That's cool.
Yes, I do.
We
were doing graffiti in that thing. That's awesome.
I love it.
David, that's awesome. Good to see him. My man.
All right, we're moving on with the show.
Same people without each other,
That's right.
How it is.
All right, here we go. Bit here. All right. Yeah. So here we are. Now we're in the portion of the show that's all about Harlan Gleeson. And I wanted to talk to Harlan because, well, Harlan's a good friend of mine, but he also lately has been talking about time. And I'm really interested in you had some kind of epiphany about time, and I want to hear about it.
Yes. Well, I would describe it as a slow occurring epiphany.
Yeah.
Right? It's something that I've gradually but very substantively have come into my own with.
Yeah.
And essentially, my entire adult life has been plagued with this feeling like I do not have enough time to do anything.
Yeah.
I'm just constantly struggling to get whatever activity I need to get done before I got to get into another activity. I can't actually be in the activity that I'm doing because I'm thinking about the paucity of time that I have to do the activity I'm doing, and then I got to think about the other activity coming. So, not a great place, not a great way to live, not a great place to be inside yourself.
Yeah.
And it just slowly started to occur to me, that it's kind of a little bit of a state of being. It's a state of mind, a state of being, more than mind. That there's plenty of time for everything. I have time for everything that I need to do. And kind of just relaxing back into myself and feeling like, I have enough time to do what I need to do.
Wow.
And switching it on its head. Like I'm not rushed for time. I have a luxury of time. And that's the way I want to live my life. And so when I made that sort of decision inwardly to do that, I have been amazed at the results of. I do have.
Do you have a sunburn?
I do. I have a perma sunburn. We're changing the subject. I guess Pam is not interested.
No,
I didn't mean on time.
I didn't mean to interrupt
but it's okay. No,
we got plenty of time.
No, I saw the comment too. But so we got time. We have
plenty of time.
Point. So, Pam, the reality is that I'm my desk is in front of a big sort of bay window, and the sunlight is just coming right directly through it. Although there's curtains in front, they're white. The sun's right on my face. So I
find that I like blush really easily. Like somebody on the show said, Joel, I had Eugenia Kuzmina on the show. Eugenia Kuzmina, do you know her? She's a model.
I don't. She sounds pretty though.
She's a model, and she's super smart and super cool. And I like blushed at one point. And Loretta in the audience
I blush
was like,
easily too.
Dude, you're blushing. And I get like I get embarrassed from being embarrassed. Do you find that?
Yes.
But I don't think that's what's going on with you.
That's it. You just, that's just sort of the snowball effect. Like you just get embarrassed from being embarrassed, and then you're embarrassed about being embarrassed, and then it's just a never-ending embarrassment.
And also, my skin is very thin. I think when I went to India, I went to this Ayurvedic doctor, and you know what he said to me? He pinched my skin, and then he said, "Skin like a cat." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, skin like a you have skin like a cat." And I find that you can really tell what's going on with me from my face, just looking at my face, because I'll blush or I'll sweat or I'll it's like weasels in a bag, under that skin.
Weasels in a bag.
Just fighting away. So anyway, back to the whole time thing. Okay. So it's like a mindset.
So I'll cap it off by just saying that since I have been embracing that mindset.
Yeah.
I'm shocked actually when I just tell myself I got enough time to go do something.
Yeah.
Like what looks like an activity that'll take me, twice as long as I think it'll take me at the time that I'm thinking about it. And then I'm like, no, I got time. I get it done in not half the time, but 3/4 of the time. So there's time to spare. It's a trippy thing. And I notice myself just sort of like enjoying the things I'm doing more as a result of me.
Because you're not like, oh, I gotta go to the next
Right.
thing.
I'm not distracted about like what I'm not distracted from what I'm doing by something else and by the feeling that I can't even focus on what I'm doing because I'm panicked in some like minor way about what's coming next. So it's helped me to just enjoy my moments better.
I like that.
Hope that helps.
Well, I think that sometimes our quality of time is sacrificed because we're so worried that we should be doing something else or we need to get onto something else. So we don't take the time to focus on what we're doing in the moment, and therefore the moment passes because we weren't really there. And so you can get a lot more done if you're like, but I feel like I'm always chasing time. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh God, I gotta get this thing done in this amount of time. But it's a good example. You made that coffee movie.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, it's really kind of nice. It's a nice little short film that you made. How much time did that take?
It took me, really no time at all. I mean, I from beginning to end, it took me maybe an hour and a half to do.
Really?
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty short. It's pretty short. I do that. I find, I don't know what's going on with my let me try.
I have all the time I need in the next, whatever I needed to do. And it makes all the difference in the world for my stress level. And then you do the best you can. That's exactly right. And that's a beautiful thing. And it's a beautiful state of being, I think, because you allow yourself to fully experience what's happening just to a lot, it's not gonna be perfect, but when you do that, you find yourself having more enjoyable interactions with people. You come from a place that's relaxed, so things can fully be experienced, essentially.
Yeah.
And you can get much more out of the moments. Like it's more, in an ironic sense, it's a more efficient way to live because you're actually you're taking in more of the intelligence of the moments that you're in because you're there more. That makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I find that time, they always say that time is not a real thing. It's an idea or it's a concept.
Yes.
But it's not a real thing. And I do find that the more time I have, the more I'll use. You know what I mean? Like if I have if I have 10 minutes to make a video before the show, I can do it. But if I have like a day to do it, I'll fill that
You'll
time
do that too.
making that the movie. And it won't necessarily be any better. It won't be any better.
I mean, and you can get carried away. You can get carried away. I mean, I do say this. Nice, Pam. Yes, with all the S's, and I agree with that because it emphasizes the feeling and the vibe behind it. It's true. It's all very true, and it's all very natural, I think. But the other side of the I got all the time in the world coin is that sometimes, I'm really kind of trying to like enjoy the interaction I'm having with this other human being who happens to be behind a cash register. And, you start to see this sort of glassy eyes form, like they're just like bored by your presence because you're just so poking along, you're just so, like,
you're just taking your time, and they're like
stoned on life. I'm not stoned. I'm just like stoned on life because I'm just like, yeah. Then I was like Tuesday, and my son was like, Dad, can you send me something? And then I figured, you know what? I can send you something tomorrow because I got a pretty free morning, and I'm telling this to the cash register guy at the package store. He's just like looking over my shoulder, like, okay, I get it, like, but it's a small price to pay for.
Hey, maybe that guy's just got a person behind the cash register just has to work on their time concept, I think.
That's right. Maybe I should like have little like cards made, little business cards, that remind people of that.
You got the time. You got enough time.
It's just like hard. I could actually start a little consulting business of like, you have all the time in the world. Let me teach you how to have all the time in the world.
You know how they say time is money? Do you think time and money, because they're actual concepts and they're not really, supposedly, not really tangible things, that they flow in the same kind of way? Like, I always find out that no matter how much money I make, and it's not like I make millions of dollars, but no matter how much money I make, I tend to spend it. I tend to need it. And no matter how much time I have, I tend to need it. It seems like they're related in some way.
That's right. Yeah. Well, it's like it's a commodity kind of. I mean, it's a commodity, right?
Yeah.
It's a commodity.
Here's a
really nothing that needs to be done. That helps me make the things.
I gotta fix.
Yes.
There we go.
And that I believe to be true, Matt. Because I think ultimately, like, what that kind of drives at for me is
like that.
That each thing that you do, no matter how trivial it might feel, is as important as everything else that you do. So everything you do is as important as everything else you do. There's nothing more important than anything else. So with that kind of attitude, then you do everything to the best of your ability, being present in that moment. Like, you got the time, and you should be present for even making your coffee, Joel.
Even making your coffee.
And that nothing is inherently more important to do than anything else. So I don't know, like waking up, taking a shower is just as important as getting on the phone and making 30 calls because you got to sell, 3 accounts in the day. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense.
No, it definitely makes sense. And I think the older that you get, the more you realize nothing matters and everything matters. Like, you know what I mean? Like, nothing matters because we're all going to die.
That's right.
We're all going to die and it's going to be over. And also, if you look at, we're living on this little planet in this gigantic universe, and it's really just seems like it doesn't matter at all. But everything does matter because it is, because you have this moment. You have this moment.
That's right. Yeah. It is the mystery of life, and it's true that I've been toying with the idea to or I should say nibbling on the idea, because I like that turn of phrase a little better than toying.
Yeah.
That death is our friend, right? We have to kind of make friends with the fact that we're going to die, and that the idea that since we know we're going to die, that we take that to heart in terms of how we live when we're alive here.
Yeah.
With all the things that we do. So it's like, to your point again, like, it's not that it's not important. Mm-hmm. It's that it is important, but that it's in the same breath, it's not that important, because we are going to be scattered to the wind at some point. And
Well, you know, I guess without
nothing scary about it. It's a good thing.
without death, there's not life, right? It's the opposite.
That's correct. That's correct.
So it has to be there somewhere. Otherwise,
Yes.
there would be life would not have a definition really. And
That's right.
And also, it gives it its importance. Death gives it its meaninglessness, and it also gives it its importance. If that makes sense.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Because it's like, wow, you're only going to be here and you're going to be gone, so you better make this time worth it.
Yeah.
I got to the time thing. I'm like, oh no, time.
I know, dude.
All right, so we're moving on because we only have so much time on this show, and because I want to get to this thing. Let's get into this. Moving along. I find it super interesting. I was looking up that movie.
I do want to answer Coco Arquette for Loretta's question. She's doing well. I know you're probably asking David that, but
Oh, that's interesting.
she's doing very well.
I missed that one.
It's up there.
Cool. Way to catch that. All right, back to this. So this is just a warm up here. It's just a little warm up. This is a hamster. Hamster? Yeah. Hamster eating carrots.
Yes, it is a hamster.
And this is the therapeutic portion of the show where we watch a hamster.
Well, he definitely is stressed out. He doesn't feel like he has enough time to eat the carrots without getting like hunted down, I guess. It's like his whole MO here is just like, let me get these carrots stuffed in here.
Poor guy.
Dude,
now he's gonna
what
go
are you
hide
doing,
him.
bro?
He's gonna go hide him. He looks like he doesn't
out
quite.
He's like alone inside of a little box.
He hasn't quite figured out your thing about time. I don't think he's working.
No, he hasn't.
He's working under a philosophy of scarcity, I think. And then, okay, this is just a live cam of some birds, and I just, I always go back to this because at any time on YouTube you can call up some live birds and just exist. And I just want to point that fact out to people because some of
this is in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. So this is the site of the major battle and the Gettysburg Address.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
This is, and I don't know how many.
There's a cardinal, beautiful cardinals.
Oh my God! Look at that! Isn't that beautiful?
That is.
That's happening like now,
awesome.
Right now.
Birds don't exist.
Have you heard of the people that say birds aren't real? It's like a whole group.
It's crazy.
Birds aren't.
I have not. I mean, just when you think you've heard it all.
Yeah. No, it's hilarious. You have to Google it sometime. I've been trying to get the guy on the show. There's a guy that says birds aren't real, and he says that they're all, the government put them out there to watch us.
They're like robots.
Yeah.
Dude.
I love that. They broke up decades ago. The Cardinals? I don't know. Now I gotta find out what Jose means by that. Oh, sorry, I got it wrong. Birds aren't real. Yeah, birds are not real. All right, moving along because we're gonna get the important stuff here. Okay, so I found out. So on the show a lot, we're talking about SpaceX and all the things that SpaceX is doing, and I realize, they've been doing all this space stuff, and I don't even know about it. And now I find that there's like airplanes now in space.
Right now, I saw. This is interesting.
2, 1, release.
I feel like we're racing really hard to get out of here, like to leave the planet. And Elon Musk is talking about how we should be intergalactic beings. But I'm kind of like, we haven't really even experienced this planet in a good way yet. I mean, some people are out there doing stuff where they're really integrating themselves into this planet and being a part of this planet. But I feel like some of us are just trying to, I don't know, extricate ourselves from this wonderful place.
Welcome to Space Scotland.
I don't know why. But this Richard Branson seems to be really working hard on getting people up in space. And maybe, I don't know, maybe that's just another experience of life that we need to have. I don't know.
Well, it's certainly
The birds.
investing a lot of treasure into making it happen, to just
Yeah.
getting out into space. Very interesting. You know,
We were talking about the birds too. This is because we the Cardinals said, okay.
that guy's a goober. I'm not interested.
Who's that guy?
I don't know. He just was not down with his little moves.
Yeah.
Thanks, Space.
But it's crazy that they put that up in space. There's another one too.
I do like I like the design that they did on that little plane, though. It's really cool.
It is cool.
I used to think
It's-
space.
Oh yeah, because you're into the graphics of these things.
That's right. I thought that was an interesting.
It is.
an
Yeah, it's
interesting
super
choice.
cool looking. Let's face it, it's super cool. I'm just putting it down because I, probably can't afford to go into space, so I got to stay here on the Earth. And I've been really into these idea of manta rays, so we're gonna have to get to that in a second. Pam loves Elon Musk.
That's
he
right.
dabbles in
I do too.
ayahuasca, and that's where he gets all his great ideas. Interesting.
I think you're right. I
Have
think
you?
I know a friend of mine partied with him.
Really?
He does party.
Yeah. Elon Musk. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and whatnot. And that's the word on the street.
She doesn't understand why the two pilots have oxygen and the passenger has none. And Pam is a pilot. She,
Oh,
in
wow.
fact, owned an airport
So-
at one point. Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
See the details of people.
Fantastic.
We don't know the answer to any of this. This is yesterday. We had, or on Monday, we had these guys, and I just brought this along because it happens underwater. This is an underwater sound bath. It's not really, but it could be. These guys are geniuses.
It's really
Just
very
wanted to
soothing.
reiterate. But
Very
this is the
soothing.
one.
My wife, she subscribes, or she listens to, I don't know if it's a subscription, to these people that just sort of talk in very monotone, boring voices and tell literal nonsense stories to help you go to sleep.
ASMR, right?
Yeah, but it's I guess it's ASMR in just people talking. Like, yeah, then it was Tuesday.
Do you remember the world champion planker that I had on the show, George Hood? He's the world champion planker, and when he does it, he planked for 10 hours, 10 minutes, and 10 seconds straight. He has two women sit there. He pays them to sit there and just talk about whatever. And it helps him mentally get through the pain.
Stay on point. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this is called, what is it? Sleep. I can't remember. There's a title for this particular channel. I think it's on YouTube, but it's ridiculous, dude. It's
I
so
like the
weird.
guy. There's a guy who's, I don't know what his name is. It's like Continental Rift or something like that. He's a guy who's on YouTube. What are they wearing? It's a good question. I'm wearing a black button-down shirt. I think Harlan is wearing robes of some kind.
A robe, dude.
He's wearing robes.
No, I'm wearing a long sleeve. It's like a mottled, cotton Gap shirt. I've decided lately, actually, that I just want to have like a uniform. You know how
like Steve Jobs.
Maybe it goes back to like Steve Jobs or like the president. Like Obama said that he's got like basically he doesn't think about what he was wearing. Like when you wake up in the morning, he just had 7 suits that he wore.
Einstein.
Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Einstein do that? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like so you don't have to waste brain cells thinking about what you're going to wear. So I just have this. I have like a few of these shirts and then blue pants.
Wow.
Boom.
That's amazing. And you're just going to do that all the time? All the time now?
No, and then I have the alternate. I have tan pants and a blue shirt.
Todd Lee says the ladies, what were they wearing? Must be something nice. That they were so distracting. I think they are beautiful women. All right,
like
so
in bikinis.
Speaking of Todd, I really want to go back here for a second.
Henley. There you go. Very good. Very good. My wife knows better.
Did she say what they're called? Oh, Henley.
Yeah, it's called Henley. It's the kind of
I never heard of that.
cotton that it is. Yeah, it's nice. It's really nice. I feel very comfortable.
Because Todd Lee said that, I want to show you his dogs. This is just another relaxing thing for us today. These are his dogs, Margot and Georgie. He sent this in.
Cool looking dog. Yeah,
he sent this in for therapeutic purposes. And these are them. Do you have dogs, Harlan? You don't have dogs, right?
I do. I have a dog.
You have a dog.
I do, yeah.
Dogs are great. They're a lot of work.
Jack Russell Chihuahua mix. Not nearly as beautiful and stunning as those.
Georgie. There's another one. This is Jeff Lohman's dog. His name is Mocha. This is in Thailand.
Dang.
Isn't that great?
Mocha, dude. Just fucking do it.
This is more therapy for us today. Let's see what Matt says. Seems like we were offered two versions of the future. Silver suits, jetpacks, and food pills, or caftans, no pinky toes, huge bald heads, and telekinesis.
Said we got smartphones.
Which one would you take? Yeah, I said we got smartphones. We didn't get any of that stuff. Shoot. We're still working on it. All right.
Yeah, I do feel like, there's it's like the choose your own adventure books, that we used to read when we were kids. They were really popular. And somehow we went into it. Great creator chose the wrong adventure for us at some pivot point.
Chose the wrong adventure for us. That's so interesting. Or did we choose the wrong adventure for us?
Well, no, I don't know. Yeah.
Or did Steve Jobs choose the wrong adventure for us?
Steve Jobs. I know he.
And who's choosing the adventure now? Is it Elon Musk? Is it Richard Branson? Who's choosing?
It's guys like that. It's true.
Yeah.
Donald Trump.
Silver suits. I think, Pam thinks you should be wearing the silver suits as the daily uniform.
Silver suits. I cannot pull a silver suit. I would not look good in a silver suit.
I want to go to one other thing that I have to do before we get to the end of the show.
Thank you for the suggestions.
Yeah, I like that. So there's this guy, and I asked him if I could show this video today. And I'm not going to get to the manta rays. I'm not going to get to the stingrays. This was
I agree.
what we were going to talk about. But I'm going to show you this because it's pretty cool. This is a guy, and this is what I'm talking about people, us, like, I don't know why that keeps going away.
I like that little that sound bit.
Oh, yeah, it's a good one. I like that one, too. But this guy snorkels with, and I've got to say his name here because he's a super cool person. And
what if you said that 10 times really fast? Snorkeling with orcas in Norway.
So this is the channel Pierre Robert de LATOUR, and he swims with orcas. And
let's enter more the way to interact with orcas.
There he is.
In this presentation called Snorkeling with Orcas in Norway. But first of all, I want to clear a point. Is the whale snorkeling or the orca snorkeling or dolphin snorkeling disturbance for animals? Yeah. You see in this video two large gray whales swimming, and in front of the gray whales there are dolphins. The question is, do you think that the dolphins are disturbing the gray whale swimming? The second question is, do you think that the big whales, they are disturbing the dolphins? And of course, no, they don't disturb each other. This is simply interspecies interaction that happens all the time in the nature. So if this dolphin is not a disturbance for these big whales, how could I be a disturbance? Simply, I don't have this power. I don't swim fast enough. These marine mammals, these cetaceans, if they don't want to interact with a swimmer, they just have to move away. In 2 seconds, they will be 100 meters away. One person or 2 or 3 persons swimming with marine mammals are not disturbances. Cool. What can be a disturbance is the boat that drives you in close encounter. It can be even a danger, even a threat to these animals because of the propeller. But when we are in the water, we, snorkeler, We, free divers, we cannot be a disturbance. We don't have this power. When we encounter orcas, we first observe them, and basically the orcas we find, they can have 4 main day activities. The first one is
So
traveling.
now he's gonna get. Anyway, people should check this out. It gets really intense, this video. But the guy swims with the whales, and he's totally interacting, and this
He bring me
idea
back to the
of
surface,
interacting
and by
with
doing that, I give a signal.
animals.
My body send a signal, give a message to
I
the
think it's
orca,
important.
and most of the time they stay around. If the divers are in the same behavior, such as in this video, we can be visited by the same orcas once, twice, or maybe more, because all the divers are staying still, they are visited by the same orcas. This is a very, very good example of what you can get when you stay still with orcas visiting you. The second solution could be swimming
I
in
just
the
wanted to show you
same
that
direction.
because that kind of exemplifies what I'm talking about how we need to be a part of the planet a little bit more. And that's what I'm going to try and do.
He's being part of the planet.
Yeah, he's like with the whales, and there are people telling him, "Hey, what are you doing swimming with those orcas?" Because he's explaining to us why he swims with the orcas and how it's okay, because it is, right? Have you seen the videos where the woman swims with the sharks, and they're totally fine?
I have. Yeah. They're like great whites.
Yeah, great white
Right?
sharks. It's wild.
No, thank you.
All right, so we're moving on to the dance break.
I don't know. This guy, he's
What?
very, very full of himself. It seems to me a little bit. Why?
You think so? You're like, I'm not impressed. This guy.
He's a French man, you know. He's so in tune.
Don't you think French people, they have like a sort of, I mean, this is a total generalization, but they seem, when I speak with a French person, I always feel like, I think they know more than I do. Something about the accent, something about the way they come at you seems like, they're an authority on something.
Well, it's like they figure something out about life that, and they know it.
And they know it.
That's it. And they know it. And you're there, and you can just be envious that you wish you had figured
There's
it out.
like a
too.
confidence there with a lot of French people, I think.
That's right.
like a
Because they know. They figured it out.
Maybe they're just confident around Americans. They're like, oh, yeah, I got this.
No, when I was over in France,
Yeah.
and I fell in love with it there. I was like, man, this place is so awesome. Like the food is so beautifully prepared all the time. Like even
Everything's
the simple
perfect.
stuff.
You walk by restaurant after
Yeah.
restaurant, and they're just like perfectly, the aesthetics are perfect.
Yeah, like you go to
How
the
does this
sweet
happen?
shops. The sweets are the best. The wine's the best. Everything was the best. It was so beautiful. And then like the landscape, like I went on bike rides. It was just so beautiful.
Yes.
Like, wow, they got it figured out.
They do. They got a
And,
certain je ne sais quoi.
Yeah, they do, and they know
Steady
it.
diet of
So, and
cheese,
this guy-
wine, and French fries makes anyone intelligent. See, clearly. In France, they just call them fries. Actually, they're like Belgium is the place where they have the fries. All right, so moving on. It's time for the dance
Virgin
break.
Galactic.
Virgin Galactic. Here we
Sir
go.
Virgin Galactic. A galactic.
That's the theme of the show. Okay, now I've got us in this weird spot.
That's right. Oh, look at that. Nice.
cool?
Behind it.
I always go here
Fruits.
because it's kind of my new happy place to hang out.
Oh, yes. That's it.
This was a photograph that I
yourself.
took on the Olympic Peninsula up in Washington.
Oh, wonderful. It's
It
really
was like
pretty.
the backyard of some place, and it's it's kind of beautiful. Might be the best
Nice.
photograph of scenery I've ever taken, and I've taken.
It is a very nice photo. It's nice for many reasons. Like the composition is just nice.
Isn't it? I
Yes,
got lucky.
it is very nice.
Got lucky that day.
Yeah, all the different, it's like the soft colors and those old cars, the way that they're
Two
colored.
fools. Okay, we're weighing in from Belgium here about the fries. Sven de Kock from Belgium says, "Thanks, Joel. Fries are Belgian indeed." So there you go. Now we know.
Sven de Cock.
Sven de Cock. We went to high school together. He came over
Nice.
here. He was the exchange student.
That is a fucking awesome name, dude.
Isn't it cool?
Sven de Cock.
I know, it's the
Sven de
coolest.
Cock.
He knows
Awesome.
more about American trivia than either one of us combined. Either one of us combined? Both of us combined.
Well, that's not saying much about my knowledge of trivia. It's a pretty low bar. Very good. Now, I could have made my coffee video right here, like early in the morning, like it would have been like making it right here. Oh man, I would have added some flavor.
Well, maybe it's a whole series. Once the thing goes viral, it's gonna be nuts.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, I'm gonna get calls from all the major coffee.
They're gonna be like, "What's next, Harlan? What are you gonna make next?"
That's right.
All right. Okay, dance break time. I've got Kyle McKearney again. This guy, we had him on a while back playing a Led Zeppelin song. Today, he's going to surprise us with a Beatles song. So.
Oh, wonderful!
And we're just gonna. It's kind of
my favorite band.
Oh, it is. Okay, cool. It's gonna be not like a real foot stomping song. You'll see. It's one of your favorites, I'm sure.
No, it's gonna be touching. Dance break. Nice.
Dance break. This guy I just found out there on the internet, and so glad that I did. Go to his channel, subscribe.
Michelle, my belle, these are words that go together well. My Michelle, Michelle, my belle, Sunday morning.
I just love this band. They're up in Canada.
I love you, I love you, I love you. That's all I wanna say.
They also play a Mean Tomato.
Until I find a way, I will say the only words I know that you'll understand.
Really pretty, awesome.
I need you, I need you, I need you. I need to make you see, oh, what you mean to me. Until I do, I'm hoping you will know.
I wonder if he's French Canadian. Because
Definitely.
French people. Yeah.
I
can tell.
Yeah.
by his look and by his accent.
Yeah, the whole thing.
They're all Frenchies.
Oh, for sure.
That's what they call them up in Canada.
I want you, I want you, I want you. But I think you know by now. I'll get to you so well. Until I do, I'm telling you, so you'll understand me.
When you cover a song, I think you have to kind of make it your own.
My bell.
That's right. And there's such solid bones with those Beatles songs, and they're pretty creative with them.
My Michelle.
I like the Beatles.
And I will say the
Stained glass back there.
only words I know
Oh, yeah.
that
Sgt. Pepper.
you'll understand.
I wonder if they cover a lot of Beatles.
I don't know. It's the
My
first one I've seen.
Michelle.
Their Led Zeppelin is just off the chain.
Oh, he covers Led Zeppelin too?
Yeah, he does this going to California. It's just, I highly recommend it. Anyway, Kyle McKearney, subscribe to his channel.
I love you.
Thanks, Harlan, for being on the show today. I feel
Oh, my
mellow.
pleasure, Joel.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, David
That was
Arquette, for being
remarkable.
on the show. That was super
Indeed.
cool of him to pop in.
Awesome.
And check out his movie, You Can't Kill David Arquette, on Amazon. And
That's right.
we'll see you all on Friday.
Peace out.